What is up, everybody? I'm the Packle, and today we're going to have a little bit of a mini discussion. I'm probably going to be a bit longer than I would have liked about things that have been going on with me for the past couple months and what is happening right now and what is going to be happening in the future. There's a couple things I want to go and talk about, two of which, first two bullet points, are kind of big, so I want to talk about a little more and get started. One, I'm backing out of Calithon. I announced it on Twitter. I already notified Calithon staff and also notified my roommates. Potential roommates about it, and I apologize to everyone involved. It sucks. I can't really do anything about it, and I just had to back up completely. I'm not really at liberty to say why I had to do it, at least right now, and unfortunately that is it in terms of me doing marathons, at least until SGDQ. I'm not going to be doing any more marathons until then, which kind of leads to my second point. At the beginning of the year, actually before the beginning of the year, 2018, like December, like mid-December, there was a paste bin I made about my plans for 2019. Specifically, I wanted to touch Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, 4, Thug 1, Thug 2, Thaw, Project 8, and also dive back into 2X. And I wanted to improve all my times because a lot of them were improvable by a lot. The reason I did it, at least at the time, was because I wanted to improve those times because people were, I guess, bad-mouthing me in the background pretty much, saying that, you're not as good as you used to be, or like I'll just see in chat, and it bothered me because years ago I worked so hard to get good at pretty much every single one of the games, and then I had those two monumental runs where I beat George in Thaw Classic and beat George in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. Those are monumental runs, and in a lot of people's eyes, I have fallen down in terms of, like, I guess, quote unquote ranking, and that bothers me because of what I did and what I have done. There's probably a few people in the community who have put as many hours into as I have. For example, one will probably be Silent. I've put at least 1,000 hours easy into this community over the past 5 years, probably even more than that, between the marathons, the guides, both text and videos, the marathons, the speed runs, the practicing, the advertising, the talking, the mentoring, and setting up events too. Like, there's some other events I set up as well. Between all of that, I have easily over 1,000 hours. But right now, there's like no one else, and to be badmouthed like that kind of stung a little bit, and made me come back to it way too early because I was wanting to take a little bit of a step back before it. But when I saw that, I'm like, okay, I have to fucking prove people wrong again. So I went out and tried my best to do so. I started with Thaw, got a 52-34, something like that. But then I hit a brick wall, a really hard wall, like fucking hard wall. I was like, what the fuck? Why can't I gain 2 minutes? Like, I wanted a 50 at least, but I just couldn't figure it out. And I looked as much as I could into runs. I looked and looked, but I just couldn't figure it out. I tried running more, practicing more, couldn't get much better. So I hit pretty much a skill ceiling pretty much. That's pretty much what it was. And it frustrated me because, at one point I was, the best runner at that game. And I knew I could continue being better and get better and better times, but I couldn't. I couldn't figure it out. Then I tried Classic, and then I was like, this isn't fun. Classic is not fun. It really isn't fun. I don't understand how I went through it for so long. Then I tried, I think, Pro Skater 4, and Thug 2, I think, a little bit. And I was just like, this is just not fun. Like, this isn't fun to me. I tried my best to. I really did. But I think I know I'm going to have to retract my 2019 plans completely, and I have to reevaluate. With that said, I am also going to have to take a big step from the community for some time. I'm still going to be a community super mod. I'm going to be around the Discord, of course, and stuff like that. Additionally, I don't really see anyone else who could take over for me once I do inevitably have to completely leave. Like, this is pretty much just a hiatus, but it could turn into a permanent leave at some point. You never know. But that said, I don't really know who could take over. The only two people I know and trust completely right now to do it are Gwisht and Steve. I mean, Gwisht and TK. And both of them are really busy with their jobs and really busy with their lives. Outside that, there's no one else I could really think of right off the top of my head. There are people who've shown signs of it, but they haven't been in the community long enough. They haven't really shown enough to the community. They haven't done enough for the community for me to say, hey, you're the next bearer of the torch that I took. Because I took it from Silent, who took it from George, who took it from fuck if I know. And while the torch is still burning, my fire is dwindling. And my passion for the series has just gone down over the past couple of years. So that's kind of where I am right now. I'm going to be taking a big step back from the series entirely. I'm still going to be around, but I'm going to see how things go from here on out. At least see how things go anyways. Now, as for future stuff, I do have some plans. There is a big catalog of games that I have that I would like to touch. For example, I kind of want to go back to Ocarina of Time. No, I Am Wrong Warp has always been a favorite category of mine. I would like to go back, maybe in Ganondorf, maybe 80% if I hate myself enough. But I kind of want to go back and re-experience that series and, that game and have fun with it. Because I did have a lot, even though I was really bad at it, it was a blast. Every single time I ran it, it was a blast. And I would like to go back to that. There's also Spyro. I would like to play the Reignited trilogy if the load times ever go down. I don't like how half the run is literally just load screens. So maybe if the load screens go down in time, maybe. If not, I could always play the old Spyros. I have talked about Destiny 1 if I hate myself that much. Let's see. There's a number of games I can't think of off the top of my head, but I have in the list. And I have been looking and researching pretty much all of them, seeing how likely it would be for me to pick them up. Oh, Hat in Time's another one I kind of want to touch. Seems like Ocarina of Time is most likely. So we'll see how things go. Of course, whenever I post a game, I'll post it on Twitter and say, hey, come watch me play this. Even though I don't really get a whole lot of people. Like, a lot of people just kind of watch me now for Tony Hawk, which is cool and all. But I'm prepared mentally for the fact that once I step away, I will not have many people watching me. Which sucks because at this point, especially with all many followers I have, I kind of was hoping that I'd have a bit of a following after 7 years, but I kind of don't. People just watch me for Tony Hawk. If I'm not playing Tony Hawk, they're not just going to watch me. And if it means I have to lose people to have fun again, I guess I'll have to do it. Another thing I want to talk about is a bit more personal. It might be a bit longer than I would have expected. That's the best way to put this. For a good portion of my life, I have been in a constant state of depression. I have never been to a professional about it. I've been talking to friends about it, loved ones, about my issues. But as I get older, as I get wiser, I realize that I cannot do it forever. I can't just, bottle up inside me and let things just happen. I don't have that luxury anymore. I'm not going to say luxury. I don't have that anymore. I shouldn't be using that to begin with. And I decided that within the next 2 weeks, I'm going to go see a professional and try getting things on the road again in terms of battling it. Because there are times where I, can battle it and win. But depression is a war you'll always fight. It will always be there waiting for that one chink in your armor and attack. Once it smells blood, it will go after you relentlessly until maybe things turn around. So I'm going to be talking to somebody about it relatively soon. There's a lot of issues that I have to talk about with them. And once I get to talk about them, maybe I can, maybe do a small series about how things are going for me. Because I've been going with this for a long time now. A very long time. At least well over a decade at the very minimum. Probably like 15 years. Oh. Yeah, I was about 10 years old when I probably started seeing signs of depression. So maybe if you guys are interested, I could do like a small series about opening up about things. Because while there nothing I've really seen as like, PTSD or whatever, gonna fuck me up. There's a lot of things that have happened in my past that keep allowing themselves to come back, and I would like to finally set to rest completely and just get on with my life, because I hate the days where I just don't feel like doing anything, and I want to do something about it finally. So let me know if you guys are interested in that. But I think I'm about done with this video. Last thing I want to talk about is unplug this. Me and my buddies are working on a new channel called Critical Flail, and currently right now we have Resident Evil, and Pirates are actually going up on tomorrow, and you should definitely go check it out because it is a lot of fun. Joe GL Simpson has been taking over in terms of editing for a lot of the series. All the series. He's been taking over for all the series we've done so far, and he's been doing a phenomenal job with it. But if you are interested, please go check it out because we have a lot of cool games playing on right now, and a little bit of a backlog. I can't talk. A little bit of a backlog from September. But anyways, thank you all very much for coming out and watching. I know not everyone's gonna be happy with what I said, but it had to come off my chest in some way, shape, or form, and that's it. I'll see you guys next time.